Hello hunters, this is the Survival Gamer, and today doing something a bit different. Now this is concerning the Hunter Primal survival mode that I've been playing the last few videos on. You may have watched. I've done 2 games of my survival mode. Now after thinking about it, I've decided that my survival mode actually isn't difficult enough. So I've revamped it, and I'm just going to do a little video just explaining in reasonable detail how I'll be playing it. And I've got a screenshot here of the spreadsheet just with some information about how it works. This might be something you might like to try yourself in your own games if you like, or even elements of it if you don't like certain aspects of it, which I expect there'll be people out there that may like some, may like none, but may like all of it. But in short, I'm just going to do a run through of how my future Hunter Primal games will be played. Now I'll just go through these one at a time. Now to start with, I've got a list here of all the upgrades. I've got 13 of them actually. One of them has 2 parts. So basically at the start of the Hunter Primal, all these upgrades or abilities are denied. You can't use any of them. So just going through them, your ability to crouch in the game, you can't do that. You can't lie prone, which is when you lie flat on the ground. You can't hold breath when you're about to take a shot with your weapon, which helps you steady a bit. The auto reload facility, which here I've got a screenshot of the gameplay menu, just for those who are familiar with it. There's an option to turn your auto reload on and off. So to start with, your auto reload is off. Scope quality, another menu setting here. I have it set to low. I believe that's something to do with the quality of the picture when you look through the scope. I'm not 100% sure on that, but for my games you'll start with low. The status bar, which is the bar that shows your health and energy and a few other things at the bottom right hand corner of screen. There's 3 settings for that. The beginning you'll have it never, so you don't have it. The first upgrade for this is to switch it to contextual, which shows some information, not all of it, but info that might be relevant to what's going on at the moment. Then the next step up from that is always, which shows everything that you need to know on the status bar. The next one is animal tracking information on, which is over here. To start with, in my games you'll have that off. Now I'm not 100% sure what that shows. It's either going to be the tracking information when you look at footprints. Could possibly be that. The other alternative is when you actually look at an animal, either through a scope. I think through a scope, it might show some information about whether it's a male or a female and possibly its weight. Now, I'm not sure which of those, or whether it's even both, that can be switched on or off. You start with it off. The free look is, I think it's the X key, where you can swivel your head but keep walking in the same direction, but it's like you're turning your head to look around. I have that off to start with. The next one is a pouch to hold your rocks. I've just made it that to start the game you don't have the ability to pick up any rocks, but if you choose the pouch as an upgrade, then you can start carrying the rocks. I think you can carry 10. It's 10 or 20 as a maximum. But anyway, to start with, you can't carry any. The next upgrade, the Hunter Mate. So at the beginning of the game I don't have that. I have to earn that. The map, which is the main map that you can look at to scout the island, you don't start with that either. And the last one is the waypoint marker, which is that little red dot you can put on the map, which will then transfer to your Hunter Mate. Just if you have a particular direction you want to go and you want to mark it on your Hunter Mate through the map. So that starts as off. So they're the 12 upgrades that you can earn throughout the game, but to start with you've got none of them. Now this is those upgrades are the same as what I had pretty much in my previous videos. Now the matter of earning upgrades, I've changed it, made it more difficult. Now as I've got it here, it says upgrade earned when animal harvested, and it is a personal best score. Now previously I was just doing it when you harvested an animal. So every animal you get a new upgrade. But I'm changing that. I'm going to make it more difficult. It must be a personal best to actually earn a new upgrade. And to add the difficulty to that, you don't get to choose it. I've decided to make it random. So when you have this list, if you earn an upgrade from harvesting a personal best score with respect to your animals, it's going to be a random upgrade. Concerning the personal best scores, I do them by weight, and I distinguish between male and females. So the 5 dinosaurs on the island, you've got the T-Rex, Triceratops, Quetzalcoatlus, Utahraptor, Velociraptor. So 10 different animals effectively, if you count one male and one female. Although for the T-Rex there's the Queen Rex, so that's really 3 for that. So there's 11 different dinosaurs you can hunt, if you consider male and female as 2 separate dinosaur types. Now now that's concerning earning upgrades when you do a personal best score. Now if you harvest an animal and it's not a personal best, rather than earn an upgrade, you swap an upgrade. So which is also random. So if you hunt an animal it's not a personal best, one of your upgrades will swap and it's just chosen by random. Now I'm still doing the same system for score. How many hits it takes you to bring down a dinosaur, whatever it is, that'll be the number of points you earn. Now here's another element which is new. For those of you who play this game will be familiar with how the map works when you reach one of the main bases. Now I've had a look, there's actually 25 of them that you can reach. When you arrive at a main base, there's normally 1 or 2 boxes that you can collect which will hold equipment and usually weapons most of the time as well. In the game, if you leave the base and come back, the boxes replenish and you get a new lot of ammo and equipment. What I'm doing for this version of the game, once you visit a particular main base and collect your boxes, you can't collect a second lot of boxes. So if you left one base, went to another, came back to the base you started at, the boxes will replenish. But I'm making it in the game, you can't visit a base twice to collect boxes. So once you've done it once, that's it. You've got to go to a different base. So that encourages you to have to visit the 25 bases rather than going back and forth between 1 and 2, so it makes it more difficult. If I happen to visit every base, all 25 of them, and then that resets, and then I can start collecting equipment again from each base. Now, so the chances of surviving in one game to go through all 25 bases, I will expect are going to be really difficult, so that probably won't happen. The last thing, boxes that you don't find at a main base that are just scattered randomly, I'm not putting any restrictions on that. They usually only hold ammunition and a few other things, clothing. So any of those you come across, you can. There's no limit there. You can just keep collecting those. They're a bit different because you don't know where they are, whereas the ones at the bases you do know. And finally, the last 3 things which I had in the previous game, the health canisters which give your energy back. There's lots of those around the island. I'm deeming that is the same as what I did before. You can't use those. You are allowed though mushrooms and dinosaur eggs. Well, that's pretty much it, explaining how the new system I'm going to be using. I'll probably call it something like Ultra Hard Mode. The other one I called Survival Mode. Maybe we'll just call it Ultra Hard Mode running. I'll put the title in the video. So that just explains how it works. That covers all the rules in detail. So if any of you would think this is something you'd like to try, by all means, there's your information on screen. You can copy it down and just put, if you want to keep it on your own spreadsheet or whatever. But I believe it'd be something that'll make the game more interesting, and it'll make it more difficult, particularly as a solo player. But anyway, with that in mind, that's probably all I've got to say for this. So my next Hunter Primal video that I do will be with this new system, and then all future ones will be with this system. I'll be abandoning the previous system, which I thought was perhaps a little, well, not hard enough for my liking anyway. As some of you probably understand with my videos, I like to make games more difficult to ramp up the entertainment value. Obviously this is something other people may not go for, they just like to play games as they're made, but for anyone who sort of thinks this might be something they'd like to try, by all means give it a go. Put in the comments how it went. Make your own videos too if you like. But anyway, so we'll leave that for now. So until next time when I release my next Hunter Primal video, I'll see you later.